This is the second session for port amenities and navigational aids. In the previous session, we have studied about port amenities in detail, and in this session, now we will be beginning with the second part, that is navigational aids. So now let's begin with the new topic and with the new aspects of navigational aids. So first of all, navigation is a word which we are already aware about, basically related to finding the direction. So when the ship or vessel is moving in the water body, which are the various aids that are the sort of, we can say, structures or various equipments, or rather tools which can aid the ship while it is moving in the water body. So basically navigation and the various aids which will give the direction to the ship. So let us begin with this topic. For safe, efficient, economic and comfortable travel of vessels. So to make sure that there is no such accident, the efficiency of the movement is there, economy at the time of movement, and there is comfort for the ship in the water body. In shipping traffic, certain aids are necessary, which are called as navigational aids, basically satisfying these four requirements. They are provided in reverse entrance channel, that is the component which we have already studied, that is the passage through which the ship will be entering the harbour. It may be of floating or fixed type. We will be learning about this in the upcoming slides. With light facility, bells or any other sounding device. So basically in the water body, they might be floating or fixed, that is on the land or in the water body, and provided with light facility or sound facility. The importance of navigational aids in channels, harbors and along lake and ocean shores, that is basically the various water bodies, navigational aids are necessary. Similarly to the facilities which are provided in the airport for safe landing and takeoff. So as various aids are needed for the aircraft for safe landing and takeoff operation, similarly for safe movement of ship in the water body and for finding out the harbour, various navigational aids are necessary. Purpose, basically three purposes have been given. First is to avoid dangerous zones like rocky outcrops. Now the meaning of rocky outcrop is specifically a rock which is only a small portion of it is visible on the surface of the water, but beneath the surface the rock is extended vastly. So on the surface it seems that it is a small rock, but beneath the water body it is widely spread, and the problem it can create is that it can be misunderstood as a very small rock, and when the ship is trying to move near from it, the body of the ship, that is the hull of the ship, will collide with this rock which is vastly extended beneath the water surface, and only seeing a small portion over the water surface we think that it is a small rock, but it is extended widely beneath the water surface, and thus there are chances of collision of the body of the ship with the rock, and that might create damage to the ship, and it might also lead to sinking of the ship. So to make aware of such a situation, navigational aids are used. To follow proper harbour approaches, that is proper navigation, giving proper direction, navigational aids are necessary. To locate ports, that is where is the specific location of the port, especially during night and bad weather condition, resulting in poor visibility due to fog or cloud. So whenever the visibility is not proper, it might be during daytime, and specifically during night, the lighting facility will be there, sound facility might also be there, and it might aid in finding out the direction to the harbour or port. Next are types of navigational aids. Now basically they are classified into two types, that is the floating type and the fixed type. Fixed type navigational aids are those which are on the land, and floating type are those which are floating in the water body. So fixed type includes lighthouse, beacon lights and lights on marine terminal facilities, that is piers or wharves or dolphins. And floating includes buoys and light ships. So we will be studying about each and every type of navigational aid in detail in the upcoming slides. Navigational aids, fixed signals are built on land close to the shore. So the fixed type navigational aids are on the shore, that is on the land. Light vessels and buoys are floating type navigational aids which are floating in the water body. They are adopted where there are difficulties in establishing proper foundation. So if we want to construct a fixed type navigational aid, but if proper foundation with sufficient load taking capacity is not available, then we cannot build a structure there, and so we might have to move from fixed navigational aid to floating navigational aid. The buoys are generally used to demarcate boundaries of the approach channel in harbour area. So basically on the both the ends of the channel to make sure that they give specific idea regarding what is the entrance to the harbour. Basic requirement of navigation signals are which have been mentioned. So they should sort of satisfy these criteria to make sure that they function efficiently. So first is compels attention. So they should be such that the attention of the navigator moves towards the navigational aid, should not be in such a manner or should not be placed or should not appear in such a manner that the attention of the navigator does not go towards the navigational aids. Permits time for easy response, that is they should be in such a manner that give sufficient time for the navigator for easy response. So the response after interpretation of what it is displaying to the navigator should be with ease. Makes it meaning clear at a glance. So it should not be in such a way that it creates confusion, because ultimately the purpose is to give specific direction, allotting the specific route. So they should not be in such a way or should not give such an idea that it creates a confusion for the navigator. Commands the respect, that is it should be in such a manner that the navigator does specifically follow the meaning which it is conveying. It should not be in such a way that it has been sort of placed but no one is following whatever the meaning it is sort of representing to the navigator. Visibility distance, that is it should be clearly visible and should not be in such a way that one is not able to get a clear idea regarding its appearance. So basically these are the various criteria which a navigational aid must satisfy for efficient functioning. Its meaning should be clear, should be clearly visible, response should be easy, and it should sort of compel the attention. It should not be in such a way that the focus of the navigator does not go towards it. During night, they should be visible by lights of certain characteristics, that is intensity and color. If you talk about lighthouse or beacon lights, then they have specific light facility. During daytime, they are able to convey the meaning by shape and color. So during the day, the shape and the color will convey the meaning, and during night, there will be use of the light facility. Now the first navigational aid which we are going to study is the fixed type navigational aid, that is lighthouse. It is an important question from exam point of view. So first of all, we will see the labels in the figure. Rock which has been mentioned is the seabed or the foundation where ultimately the load will be transferred of the lighthouse. It is basically CC or masonry construction. This is sort of we can say foundation structure which will be bearing the load of the superstructure, and it will transfer the load to the rock or to the sea bed. Various dimensions have been shown, that is what is the width of the foundation. Then various bifurcations have been done with reference to the height of the lighthouse. 6.7 meter is the height of the foundation, and next two bifurcations are done with reference to the specific height of the lighthouse, the structure itself. So it has been bifurcated into two segments of 7.6 and 15.20 meter, and the top portion where the light is being placed has height of 2.7 meter. So this is basically regarding the bifurcations in the height of the lighthouse and the width of the foundation. Tidal level, that is the high tidal level, has been shown, and as we can see that the foundation is a bit above the high tidal level. So basically the effect of the high water level is been taken into account. So we keep the finished level above the high tidal level, keeping the height of water in mind. Solid masonry, that is the lighthouse structure which has been constructed of the masonry. It can also be a CC construction. The width of the 6.7 meter is the height of the foundation, and next two bifurcations are done with reference to the specific height of the lighthouse, the structure itself. So it has been bifurcated into two segments of 7.6 and 15.20 meter, and the top portion where the light is being placed has height of 2.7 meter. So this is basically regarding the bifurcations in the height of the lighthouse and the width of the foundation. Tidal level, that is the high tidal level, has been shown, and as we can see that the foundation is a bit above the high tidal level. So basically the effect of the high water level is been taken into account. So we keep the finished level above the high tidal level, keeping the height of water in mind. Solid masonry, that is the lighthouse structure which has been constructed of the masonry. It can also be a CC construction. The width of the exterior walls have been shown, which is increasing from top to bottom because the load will be transferred from top to bottom. So the thickness needed is more in the bottom rather than the top. So it is increasing from 0.7 meter to 2.6 meter. Next, the service room is provided at the top. Light facility is provided at the top, which will be continuously flashing light for the navigator to give him an idea regarding that there is a harbor nearby. Next, concave shape has been given to the lighthouse. So that is specifically regarding the ease in the ease or rapidity in the removal of water. And the winding stairs have been shown specifically for using as much less area as possible. So winding stairs are basically provided where there is a limitation to the area which has to be used. So they utilize minimum area. That's why winding stairs have been provided in the lighthouse. So these are the various labels which have been shown in this drawing. So now let us discuss a few brief points regarding lighthouse. They are all tower structure built of masonry or reinforced concrete, so constructed of masonry or CC construction. Marine beacon light lantern is provided on top of the tower. That is basically the light facility which will be continuously flashing the light is provided on top of the tower. Tower is divided into number of floors. Lower floor are used as service, storage and living room for maintenance and working of lighthouse. So basically the maintenance work, storage work is done in the lower compartment. Lighthouse are also constructed on points of danger to vessel. Mostly the lighthouse is constructed on the shore, that is giving an idea that there is a harbor at that specific point, but sometimes they are also constructed where there is a dangerous or a hazardous point to give idea to the ship that this is a dangerous location. Tower floors are accessible by flight of winding stairs from bottom to top, as we have already seen in the image. To make use of minimum area as possible, the winding stairs are provided. Tower should be strong enough to withstand heavy wave action. So as it is a structure of considerable height, it will have to bear the load of the wind. So whenever it is being designed, the wind load is taken into action, and also the force of the wave, because if there is the high tide wave, then they will also impact the force on the lighthouse. So the effect of wave, effect of wind, the forces are taken into account while designing, and it should be able to withstand those forces. Foundation for tower depends upon the characteristics of the soil of that area. Generally, thick bed concrete is provided on hard soil and rocky bed. Now basically what is the bearing capacity of the soil has to be taken into account. If the bearing capacity, that is of a good bearing capacity soil, is available uh, near, then we can make the concrete foundation because it will be able to bear the load. But in case of marshy location, pile foundation may be used. That is, if in the vicinity or the nearby good SBC soil is not available, then we might have to move towards piles, which will be the vertical structure transferring the load to a strata which is capable of handling that load. So basically it will depend upon what is the characteristic of the soil, the bearing capacity, and if it is available nearby, then concrete foundation, and if it is not available nearby, then piles can be constructed which will be transferring the load to the bottom, that is the strata where the bearing capacity available is adequate. Usually they must have a visibility up to 30 km, that is the range of the light. Also the lights should not be located very high to be obscured by the cloud. So they should not be at such a height that they are not clearly visible or are interrupted by the clouds. So that must be kept in mind while deciding the height. So next, this is the view for a lighthouse, so which is a fixed structure built on the shore. It might also sometimes be built where there is a hazardous or a dangerous location, and basically it will have to bear the force of the waves and the wind load due to considerable height. Next are beacons or beacon lights. They are also a fixed navigational aid built on the shore or on the land portion. The difference basically between lighthouse and beacon is that it is a very small structure as compared to lighthouse, and where the sufficient bearing capacity of soil is not available so as to take the load of the lighthouse. In that case, beacons are constructed. Again, they also have the light facilities such as lighthouse. So basically this is a sort of tapering section, that is width is sort of gradually reducing as we move from bottom to top. So the wooden frame with wide base and narrow top, that has been shown, that are the structures, beacons or beacon lights, and a geometric figure is painted on the top. So basically from the shape, from the color code, one gets an idea regarding the beacon, and one can get an idea as to there is a harbor nearby in this location, and also for the night time the light facility is provided in the beacon lights. So basically they are provided in a small harbor where there is not much movement of ship traffic and where the seabed does not have high load bearing capacity as for a lighthouse. So next are brief points regarding the beacon or beacon lights. Beacon lights are fixed or flashing for easy identification by the navigator. That is, the light facility provided can be fixed type or flashing type for easy identification for the navigator that there is a harbor nearby. Used for means of alignment or indicating change of direction. So they give an idea regarding the alignment or the route direction for the movement, and also if there is a change in direction while it is moving through the water body. Prominent object or landmark, natural topographic feature or structure are used as beacon. So basically they are placed at a point which is prominent, which is clearly visible, and a point where the focus of the navigator goes to. They can also be placed on specific landmarks or any natural topographic features. Beacon could be built in form of an open tapering framework, that is, as we have seen, that the width is reducing from bottom to top with a wide stable base. So basically the bottom portion that is wide and that provides the stability, and gradually narrowed at the top like a triangle. This is the view for beacons or beacon lights. So here they are placed on the shore. It is a fixed type navigation aid because it is in the land portion. This is the light facility which is provided, which might be of flashing type or of fixed type. Sort of a we can see that the width is gradually increasing as we move from top to bottom. So this is the beacons. Next, the beacons can also be placed at the entrance part of the harbor so as to give idea from where specifically the entry to the harbor is. So here the beacon lights have been placed at the entrance of the harbor, that is along the entrance channel, and they give idea regarding the point from where the entry is. So the color code, that is the red color code and green color code, has been shown. We will be learning about this color code while we discuss the buoys in detail. That is when we are entering into the harbour from the sea portion, the left hand side and right hand side are given specific color code, that is the starboard side and the port hand side, but we will be learning about it in the topic of buoys, that is the upcoming topic. Next, the floating navigation aid. We have seen the fixed navigation aids, which consist of lighthouse and beacons. Next, the floating navigation aids, which are floating on the water body, are of two types, that is buoys and light ships. But that we will be learning in the next session. So we will keep in this session up to here. We have begun with the topic of navigation aids, and we have studied the purpose, its use, and we have completed up to the fixed navigation aids. In the next session, we will be learning about the floating navigational